Well, hello and welcome to the Vojvodina Arena in Novi Sad in the north of Serbia on day 2 of the Women's European Handball Championships. My name's Paul Bray. Thanks for joining us for this Group C game between Germany and Hungary. Well, both teams lost their opening encounters yesterday. Germany going down 20-23 to Spain, while Hungary came from 5 goals down against Croatia, only to be defeated by a fluke shot 2 seconds from the end. Earlier today, as you briefly saw there, Spain won 25-21 against Croatia. So this is how the table looks now. Spain atop with 4 points and have booked their ticket in the main round. Croatia still in with a chance, second on 2 points. Hungary and Germany on 0 points so far in the competition. They're the referees for today's match, the twin sisters Charlotte and Julie Bonaventura, who refereed the Olympic women's final. But first today, we have the national anthems. Hungary first. Well, plenty of emotion there in the anthem, and now we shall have the anthem of Germany. Well, defeat here today for either of these teams would leave them facing the likelihood of an early exit from the competition. Neither one of them wants that after losing their opening match yesterday. So for Hungary, well, left back Tomori was hugely impressive yesterday with 9 goals, and Ride Sos played well in defence as well, but much is going to depend on playmaker number 13, Grbic, with her 840-odd goals in 176 internationals for her country, and they will need a great performance from Orsoya Her in goal. But there is Tomori, scorer of those 9 goals so far in the competition. A phenomenal performance from the back player, drove in really hard. Grbic tried to set her up again and again. Most of her goals yesterday, though, came from the 7-metre line in the end. For Germany, well, they've been beset by injury, and earlier in the season, goal-scoring legend Jurak retired through injury. They then lost Stefanie Melbeck, and then their captain Klein and Susanne Müller both picked up injuries last week to be ruled out. So much is going to depend on left-back Steinbach and playmaker Verbold. There's Nadia Nadgornaya. He's another one who's going to have to step up. 3 goals yesterday, and Laura Steinbach 6 goals in the game yesterday. One of their most experienced players, those not beset by injuries. There is the coach of the Hungarian team, Karl-Erik Böhn, on the left, there at the back. Norwegian coach who's taken over recently and is trying to rebuild the Hungarian team after they missed the World Championships and Olympics. 10th at the last European Championships. They've really struggled in recent years, and he wants to get them back up there. They certainly have the wherewithal to do it, but just haven't quite managed to deliver, unfortunately. Well, both teams have a Scandinavian connection with the coaches, because the Germans have, in fact, a Danish new coach. In fact, the youngest in the competition, just 35 years of age, Heine Jensen, there on the left. Pat on the back for him. He's taken over recently. He also coaches at Leipzig, German team, and quite a few of the players in the squad are here in the team. Took over just this year, but of course his preparations have been completely thrown into disarray by the rash of injuries that they've faced. So here we go then. Hungary in the all-red strip, throw off, playing from left to right. Germany in the traditional white tops and black shorts. Start off with a 6-0 defence. They're a big team, though. They will wait back, but they will hit you hard when you come in. And both teams know that the stakes are huge here today. Spain already certain to go through. Croatia have 2 points from their opening win against the Hungarians. And will need another point at least, or two, in their last match on Friday against Germany to guarantee their way through. Well, the Hungarians have a final match on Friday against Spain. But defeat here will really leave you on the brink, frankly. The chances of going through are zero. Because even if the team here loses or both these teams lose their last matches, or the winning team here rather loses its last match, you would both be on 2 points, and of course the head-to-head would give it to the team that won here today. So this really is the crunch game. First shot there going wide of Orshoya Her's goal. So for Germany, facing a very deep 6-0 defence. Steinbach is at the left back. The playmaker for them is Kerstin Verbold, the Thüringen player, and there is their tough line player. That's not a fashion accessory up around her ears. That's some tape, really, just to shows the strain that the line player is taking. Well, a complete mix-up there, and a header by Natalie Augsburg coming through. Luckily, the Hungarians make a complete hash of the move up the court, and they can come back again. These two teams have played each other extensively. In fact, they've met in pretty much every European Championship up until 2006. Hungary winning 3 of the 5 encounters, Germany 1, and then a draw. But most recently, when they've met, they were in the same group for the Euro 2012 qualifier to get to this competition, and Germany won at home 26-18 and drew in Hungary to finish top of the group ahead of the Hungarians. Luckily, though, the top 2 teams in each group went through. And they also met in the 2011 World Championship qualification playoff. It was a head-to-head, home and away, to see who would go through, and Germany won both matches to leave Hungary out of the World Championships and indeed the Olympics. In fact, you have to go right the way back to Euro 2004 for the last Hungarian win over the Germans. And first blood then to Germany, courtesy of the line player Anja Althaus. There's the break. Verbold looks down and sees Althaus waiting free on the line. Three minutes played. It's taken a while, but a lot of mistakes so far in the game. Into the wing. Not fast enough, though, to open up space. Long pass, nicely done. And no problem there for Natalie Augsburg, the 29-year-old who plays for Leipzig, which is also coached by the national team trainer Heine Jensen, the Dane. Good start by the Germans. Free throw, they'll come back again. And Anya Althaus has picked up a yellow card on that one. Arm taken in the act of shooting. Gerbic drives through. Lots of Hungarian supporters have made the trip here to Novi Sad. And there's a clear decision there for the French referees. So Katja Schulk prepares to face Gerbic from 7 meters. And Gerbic scores. She missed 2 penalties yesterday, so it's not by any means a given. She managed to make amends with one of them by picking up the rebound. Little handoff, plenty of power, that goes wide. Good save by Orsoya Aher. 28-year-old who plays for the Hungarian champions, Győri. Good save by Schulk. And again, the ball comes out quick. And second goal for Augsburg. The left winger away like a rocket. Didn't wait for the outcome of the shot. The moment the shot was being taken, and that's what you want from a winger, she's away. But it all came from the save by the keeper originally. That's the save from the attack before by Herr. And so 2 fast breaks by Augsburg give a 3-1 lead to Germany, coming up to 6 minutes played in the first half. Good save again by Katja Schulk, who's been chosen ahead of Woltering, the more experienced of the 2 keepers, to start today. It's an interesting choice by Heine Jensen. Ah, brilliant shot. Nadia Nadgornaya, 24-year-old who plays for Thüringen. Actually born in Kiev in the Ukraine, but has lived many years now in Germany. And they are putting away the ghost of that defeat against Spain on the opening day yesterday, the Germans. Well, the Hungarian defence in disarray. Surely a timeout can't be long coming now. Jensen's delighted, though. Germany's Danish coach broke straight through the defence. It's porous at the moment, the Hungarians. They're just not settling down, but the Germans are running in with very short attacks. Nearly stolen. Now they're prepared with a couple of games against Romania, the Germans. They lost one of them. It was a bit of a surprise by, I think, 3 goals. But then absolutely trounced the Romanians the next day in the second match. Romanians managing 8 goals in the match only. And there is Karl-Erik Bøhn, the Hungarian trainer, or should I say the Norwegian trainer of the Hungarian team, looking very pensive, but still not using his green card. So the Germans can afford to just steady things down a little bit now. Once that first fast break or phase 2 attack doesn't work, they ease up. All the way through. Oh, she did well. Fouled on the way through. And Verbal, though, has picked up an injury, probably a knee in the thigh, I suspect. We'll have a look here. There's the pass across. She comes in. Oh, yes. Took knee straight in by, I think it may have been Zushansky. And that's going to leave her in some pain. And while she may be able to continue now, I suspect that when she cools down after the game, she's really going to feel that. Jensen, meanwhile, has used the opportunity to get the players together on a timeout, which I think has now been called by the Hungarian team. Well, I can tell you Zushansky has picked up a yellow card. That's been confirmed now as well for that foul on Verbold, who's up and walking okay now. And Karl-Erik Bøhn, I think, leaving it slightly longer than I might have done to call the team timeout. defeat here today would really leave them out of the competition, and neither team wants that. Gives his instructions in English. Karl-Erik Böhn hasn't quite got his Hungarian up to scratch yet, but it's all translated by the assistant coach Beata Schiti, former great player in her time. So play resumes here. What can the Hungarians do now? They've got to settle down pretty quickly. The other thing is not to panic. There's plenty of time. 5 goals is doable as long as you just find the solutions and then work at it diligently. When you rush, that's when you give the ball away even more. Görbitz urging them on. Just stay focused. Samoranski goes in on the line. Görbitz. Cut back inside. Ridei Shosh can't do very much about it. That's better, but straight at the keeper. Katja Schulk, an easy pickup off the shot by Piroshka Zamoranski. Free throw. And the mostly Hungarian crowd as we watch the save by Schulk at the other end. Feeling that there was maybe a little bit too much of the theatrics about that by Laura Steinbach, the Bayer Leverkusen left back. Well, they're certainly finding it a lot easier here with this slightly shallower defence than the Spaniards played against them yesterday. Augsburg goes in on the line. Oh, and they fumbled it. And a chance now for the Hungarians. Long pass. Verton puts it back in towards the centre. Good play to widen it. Open up the angle. And Bernadette Bodi, relative newcomer to the team. Scores, and that was well built up. Well, the spectators doing all they can to lift the Hungarian team here. It's a zero-angle shot. That's always going to be a difficult one to put away. Comfortable save for Herr. Oh, good play, and again they carve open the German defence. Ridei Shosh. (3-6). 2 quick goals, trying to close the gap. We're past the 10-minute mark in the first half. This crunch game. Defeat, you're out. Good save by Herr off the long shot by Anna Hubinger. The brand new players in the German team, just 19 years of age. Brought in for the injured captain Isabel Klein. And it's going to be a yellow card for number 31, Verbold. The poor Germans lost both right backs last week. Isabel Klein, the captain, who was only just back from a long knee injury, an ACL injury, injured her hand last week and she was out. And then 2 days later, Susanne Müller, the other right back who plays for Cream Ljubljana, injured her knee and she was out. Completely threw the plans into disarray, but it meant that Anna Hubinger suddenly was back in again, the 19-year-old who was on a reserve list, but is a debutante for the German team. And there's the foul that's just given the penalty to the Hungarians. Tomori driving through. Görbitz converts. 3 goals without reply, and the Hungarians now up and running. Görbitz cheers on, but it seems that the team timeout helped then. From 6-1, it's now 6-4. Entirely manageable. 12 minutes played in the first half. Althaus comes out, she'll drop back in. Great play. 2 on the line to put the block on, and Laura Steinbach comes in. Handoff. Well, the crossover too slow happening. Tomori was coming around, but just didn't get to Ridei Shosh before she'd taken her 3 steps and had to make her mind up about where to pass the ball. That is too many steps now, though, unfortunately. Ridei Shosh. Well, Hungarians thought that could have been an attacking foul. It's not given. Oh, quick play. Starts on the left. Quickly move the ball round to the right-hand side. And Zapf finishes off one of the other newcomers to the German team on the right wing. Scored 2 goals yesterday. It's their first major competition. Only played 8 times for Germany before this. Ah, good feed to the line. And scored by Samoransky. Tomori, the provider. Well, the crowd trying to maybe see if they can get the Germans to play faster than they want to. They're not going to do that. Stay focused. Well, Althaus just missing the move there. She came out too early. It got completely untidy and Steinbach ends up giving the ball away. Back come the Hungarians. Tomori. Tomori staying at the back for the moment to help, and they just need to get themselves organised as the defenders go off. And Gurbic, who's not being used in defence at the moment, to spare her a little. Keep her fresh. Comes on with Bulat. Bulat into the frame now, number 10. Penalty. Again, Tomori is causing the problems with her darting runs into the 6-metre line. And Anna Löper caught flat-footed and gives away the penalty. Just a rather crude shove on her. And if anything, probably thinks she's lucky not to have at least got a yellow card on the back of that. Gurbic again. And nothing that Clara Woltering, the German captain who's just come into goal for the penalty, can do about that. Gurbic scores goal number 3. She lifts her leg, and the moment she does that, Gurbic just shoots next to the standing leg, and they're back within 2 again. Oh, not a good pass. That went behind, stifled the attack. Save by Herr. And we're midway through the first half. Well, after a disastrous start, Hungary going 6-1 down. They've settled. So Hungary now have Anita Bulat playing at right back, interestingly. She's normally a left back for her club. Problem for them is they only have one recognised right back, Ridei Shosh. Bulat, ironically, shouldn't have been in the squad. But a late injury to Triskuc suddenly saw her come back in again. Tries to go through, free throw, but should that have been a penalty? Verbold says it is. She'd got through and she's fouled. Both defenders standing inside the area. Winger on the far side playing very deep. They both are, to be honest, trying to stretch the defence. Poor pass again. Oh, did well to put that in. She was under pressure. She'd run out of options, effectively, Marlene Zapf. But the Bayer Leverkusen winger managed to compose herself quickly enough to put that just on the far post. 3-goal lead again. He must be popular to sit next to on the train, shouldn't he? Oh, that's another penalty. And it's a yellow card as well for Germany's number 21, Nadia Nadgorjana. So Gurbic once more, and Karl-Erik Böhn and the assistant coach Shiti looking a bit more relaxed than earlier. Sent the goalkeeper the wrong way, got a bit, and it's penalty number 3, or number 4, I beg your pardon. 2 goals in it now. Germans take a very quick throw off, and this time they do get the penalty. Same move as before, Verbold going through, quick change of direction, she fakes the pass to the right, swings round to the left. Althaus has got the block on for her, and Heine Jensen calling out the instructions, but the penalty is wasted. Herr saves. She's on a 36% save rate. The Giurietto goalkeeper, veteran of 2 World Championships and 2 European Championships. There's confirmation while they put it at 40. Meanwhile, at the other end, Schulk, 22%. Started well, but not quite so good. Oh, brilliant pass. Inch perfect to Anna Müller. It just had the right weight on it. It had 2 defenders to get past. It needed a bit of height. And then the drop. And Tomori and Bulat crossed over, but just couldn't pick off the pass. 3-goal lead restored. Still the 6-0 defence, but it's a strong defence that the Germans are putting up. Hungary respond by putting in 2 line players. Oh, lovely. Bulat. 29-year-old who plays the club handball in Croatia for Podravka, where she's the 2nd top scorer in their league. Shows just why they wanted her. 2 goals in it. Good game here so far. But the stakes are incredibly high for these 2 teams who lost their opening matches. This arguably the toughest of the groups. Frankly, any one of these teams would merit going through. Spain, Croatia, Hungary and Germany. And in the main round, the top 3 teams from each group go round to the main round. You then merge with 3 teams from the other group. In this case, they will merge with the group in Versace, which features Montenegro, Romania, Russia and Iceland. Montenegro earlier today beat Russia 30-27, and they are through with maximum points so far, but also certain now to go through to the main round. Romania and Russia on a point each, but the Russians have played that extra match though, and Iceland are bottom, having lost their game yesterday quite heavily by 10 goals against Montenegro. We've got to stop here for an injury meanwhile. There's the little shove. And ironically, the foul by Sikeresh has ended up injuring her own player, Vinzer, Melinda Vinzer, the 29-year-old, bowled over ostensibly by, I think it was Verbold who was being pushed into her, but she seems fine. She's up. Both ankles there, you can see, are heavily not so much strapped as in a retaining boot inside the shoe. Clearly had problems there before. Steinbach trying to find an option. No way through. Good defence. Tries to go wing to wing in the end, but gets a free throw. And we've got a yellow card as well for Hungary's Piroshka Samoransky. Here's the incident again. She comes out. Well, what did she do? Strange decision. Free throw again. Well, they've been given a long attack. Is passive play coming, I wonder? That's, I think, what the Hungarian fans want. Good defence by the Hungarians at the moment. They are trying to push out. The whistle has already gone. The goal won't count. They are defending very well, actually, at this particular point. The Hungarians trying to close the options. Again, free throw. Germany, long attack, can't find a way through. Anna Müller wants the floor mopped. It's not going to happen. Play on. Passive play is now being called. They have to take the shot. It's a poor one. And Hungary get the throw. Well, they just need Left back in position. They're there now, Hungary. Just over 21 minutes played. 2 goals in it. Oh, just touched by Schulk onto the post and out. Hungarian fans can't believe it. It's gone in. Ah, hair beaten. Althaus. Second goal of the game for her. Ball was loose, lobbed it beautifully, just caught the underside of the bar as it went in. Bulat into the centre now, where they've got Zushansky, 25-year-old who plays for FTC Budapest, the number 7 in the playmaker role. Jurbic has moved out to the left-back position instead for now. And now Bulat comes around. Jurbic dummies the shot initially. The ball nearly stolen, but knocked out of play in the end. But it's a throw-in, which Bernadette Bodi will take. Jurbic in too close. Zushansky's got to delay her run. She's arriving in front of the defender too early. Jurbic trying to feed into the wing. Play on, say the referees. She couldn't put it away, though. Now let's have a look at this again. It's saved by Schulk, Leipzig goalkeeper. But a 2-minute suspension has been given. There was an early infringement, but the French referee has allowed play to continue. But Anna Müller has been sent off. So it's going to be a power play for the Hungarians, but they won't have the ball yet because another problem with the clock. There have been a couple of little issues with the clock here, nothing too serious. It usually gets fixed within the minute. Well, you have to go back a long time for the last Hungarian win over the Germans. 2004, in fact, when Hungary won 26-25. And there is Anna Müller serving out her 2-minute suspension. Germany opt to cut out the line player. They'll put the wingers in if they need to, but Hungary have switched the defence instead to a 5-1 defence. 5-0-1, in fact, individually marking, and back they come again on the attack now. They've got to really capitalise on this power play to close this 3-gap deficit. Jurbic. Well, it's mostly penalties with her these days, but showing there that she's still got it. Look at that. Clicks the post, but stays in. Goal number 5 for her, to add to the 7 she scored yesterday. And you can see in the bottom of the picture, bottom right, that Nadgornaya is being individually marked now. Shot efficiency, 50% there for Hungary, 58 for Germany. It's not bad, actually, to be perfectly honest, the German one. Hungarian one needs to pull up a bit. 50 to 60s there or thereabouts across the whole team. Herr is still on a 40% save rate, meanwhile, for the Hungarian, as Germany have 25 more seconds remaining on that 2-minute suspension. Looking for the wing. Not much that Bodi could do about that, and she gets a pass back out again, but in the process we got an injury to one of the German players in that collision with Bodi. And it's Verbold, I think, the playmaker. Quick look, and well, it was a glancing blow. Not quite sure. A bit of ice on there will wake her up and get her back on court again. Germany nearly back to full strength again. Well, the Hungarians are always really well supported, and their fans do travel to their games and make a lot of noise. And there they are, some of them. Well, in fact, I'll take it all back. It wasn't the right arm. I was looking at a right arm. In fact, from the other angle, we couldn't see that it's her left elbow that actually caught her face. Inside post, Schulke moved over and just left the space open for Vincea to score. They're within one now. 5 minutes remaining in the first half. From a 5-goal lead, Hungary are chipping away, pulling themselves back into this. That'll help. Nat Gornaya, the 24-year-old from Thüringen, the German champions. Looking for the line. Bulat does well inside the area. Didn't quite get the shot on goal anyway. Valeria Sabo, who plays for Zvezda Zvenigorod in Russia, gets a free throw and she settles back in on the line. Zushansky into Gurbic. Zushansky again. Oh, brilliantly played. Oh, what a save by Schulke. It's come out. The rebound's picked up. Gurbic needs to get out. There was a good block on the line by Sabo to create the space, and in the end Bulat gets a second. Throw is taken very quickly by the Germans, and they've caught the Hungarians napping again. Marlene Zapf, 3 from 3. Only 8 internationals for Germany coming into this competition for the 22-year-old from Bayer Leverkusen. Oh, poor pass beyond the outstretched arms of Zushansky, and they'll have to come back now and defend as Germany coming quick. Verbold. No way through there for Nadgornaya. Releases into the wing, but there's not enough space to work there, and Germany have to slow it down now. Anna Löper comes in to go into the right back position. And in the end, team timeout called by Heine Jensen. The attack probably getting a little untidy. He probably just wants to refocus them here in the last few minutes. He's got his timeout. He may as well use it. Karl-Erik Böhn, though, much relieved. His timeout earlier in the first half came when they were 1-6 down. But they've got to capitalise now on this good comeback. They came back really well against Croatia yesterday, after going 5 goals down in the second half, pulled all the way in, only to be denied a point 2 seconds from the end by a completely fluky goal. A shot coming in from Peraica, the Croatian winger, that caught the goalkeeper Eva Kish on the shoulder. It looked to have stayed out. It bounced in the air, came back down there and hit her on the back of the shoulder, and then literally dribbled into the goal off that. Heine Jensen, who coached Leipzig to the German Championship in 2010. Youngest coach in the competition at 35 years. And there's the shot efficiency. Still the Germans outperforming the Hungarians in that respect. Verbold. Getting in close, Löper trying to break through. Just 164, the back player. Normally plays centre with the club. Tvis Holstebro in Denmark. Takes a shot. That's a very, very speculative shot. Doesn't even trouble Osoria Her. And we have 2 minutes remaining in the first half. Good save. Nicely picked up by Katja Schulk. Shot by Zita Żuszanski, who scored 265 goals in 78 appearances. Started the match in a defensive role, but is now part of the attack. Żuszanski, Bulat. And again, awkward bounce picked up by Germany. Verbold looks up and decides there's no point in rushing it. The defence is all settled. Althaus will go out. She's being used in defence only after having had an initial spell in attack at the beginning of the game. And she makes way once more for Löper to come in. 1 minute to go. And with this much deeper defence suddenly by the Hungarians, almost a 3-2-1 defence, the Germans move right back in attack. Into the wing, and that's the danger. You play deep, you lose the width. We're inside the last minute, and Löper comes in from the far side, a huge amount of space for her. Well, fans come in all shapes and sizes, don't they? Enjoying the game. Good save. Schulke's shot goes out. It's a throw-in for Hungary. They've got time, 20 seconds. It's longer than you think. Mustn't rush it. Get the shot in late enough that even if they lose possession, there won't be time for a comeback. And a team timeout is called by Karl-Erik Böhn. Each team has 3, 1 in each half, and 1 a floating timeout you can use in either half. The only rule is you cannot use 2 in the last 5 minutes. So set play now coming up as the assistant coach Beata Shiti translates for him. Chance here to try and close back in to within 2 at least, just before they well, he's obviously preparing them for what he thinks is going to be the next move coming up. And seeing if the Hungarians can just pull one back here late in the first half. Bulat, no way through. Żuszanski comes in, a few seconds remaining, that's it. Loose ball and the half-time buzzer goes. And Germany are leading 14-11 at the break in this do-or-die match to stay in the competition in the main round. They took an early lead at 6-1, but since then the Hungarians knuckled down. They scored 3 in quick succession and have eaten away at the lead. But still, though, Germany have a 14-11 rather advantage at the break. Rather concentrated looks on the face of the Hungarians who know what's at stake here. And a 61% success rate on the shooting for Germany, but 35% only for Hungary. That is dropping down. They're successful on only 39% of their attacks, but 6 turnovers for Hungary, only 3 for Germany. And this is the game you can see at the beginning, that very slow start by the Hungarians with 1 goal only in the first 9 minutes, and that's been really costly. Zap, the best of the Germans with 3 goals. Görbe's top scoring, though, for the Hungarians with 5, 4 of them from the 7-metre line. They're going to need plenty more from her in the second half, I'm afraid, if they want to try and keep things going here. The 4 penalties then for Hungary, 2 fast breaks. Otherwise, the shooting fairly well spread out, but expensive, as you can see down the middle, 1 from 6. For Germany, it's all on the right wing and down the middle, slightly to the left as well, and 3 fast breaks. We'll take a short break. Join us again for the second half in just a few moments. So welcome back to the Vojvodina Arena in Novi Sad. Half-time in this Group C match between Hungary and Germany. The Germans leading 14-11 at the break in a match where the loser is effectively out of the competition. They will not progress beyond the preliminary phase, and Germany get the second half underway. Görbic is top scoring in the game at the moment, the Hungarian playmaker, with 5 goals, 4 from the penalty line, and nerves here early on by the Germans with a poor pass. Verbold. Anna Müller has started once more on the line, despite the early success by Anja Althaus. So deeper defence by the Croatians. They're pushing right up on Nadgornaya on the far side to try and stop those darting runs, and Verbold tries to help her by running in behind. It doesn't particularly flatten the defence, with Zamoransky still pushing up deep. Free throw. Passive play being warned against Germany now, and a quick shot is needed. And the Germans are finding defenders right up in front of them to stop them from driving in, and it's worked very well indeed. Good play by the Hungarians, who after that initial foray of going 1-6 down, with only 1 goal in the opening 9 minutes for the Hungarians, they have definitely settled down, and they are defending very well indeed now. And that is making the difference, the Germans having to work so much harder to get their goals. Quick blow there for Marlena Zapf in that encounter with Görbic, who tried to bring her arm over the top and ended up with her armpit right in her face. Görbic. Tomori back on again, this time at right back position, and that's a penalty. The foul on Verten, the winger, coming around. No one called her. And although she was in an awkward position to shoot, she was fouled in the act of shooting. Görbic. Saved. Well, that's a third penalty miss of Euro 2012. 2 yesterday. And now this one here. She rushed the shot. And Katja Schulk picked the right way. But the ball's gone out to the side for a Hungarian throw-in. And they remain on the attack. Still 3 goals behind. Looks for the line. Good play. Well, different calls by the referee. One said goalkeeper's ball. The court referee said it's a free throw. And there is Katja Schulk, 50% save rate in the game. Remarkable performance by her. Mind you, not bad either at the other end. Oshora Hair is on 33%, which is not bad. From point-blank range again, and they're trying to force it through to the line. Eventually, it pays off. Zamoransky, the FTC Budapest line player. Second of the game for her. Germans attacking a long way out. Problem is when Nadgornaya is getting in too close, you can see on the far side that Zamoransky simply moves up onto her. Well, got the chance there. But no luck. Herr puts the ball back in play again. Görbic. Bulat, who's now shifted to the left side as Tomori moves to the right. She can play either side. Tomori would normally be a left back. 2 on the line. They're going to have to come out again. Althaus used in defence only still. Lerper back in again. The two have been swapping since midway through the first half. Both teams struggling to find ways through. 4 minutes play, just 1 goal in the second half. Nadgornaya. Hard shot, but it's saved. Herr just gets it at hip height. Bulat. Tomori looks for the line. This time the line is well covered, but it's still a free throw. Heiner Jensen bellowing instructions to his side. The new German coach who took over from Armin Emmerich. Oh, looks around, Tomori sees a bit of a gap, but it's saved. The long pass, though, is picked off by Tomori, who gets back to cover. In fact, she wasn't the one shooting, it was Bulat. But Tomori did well to pick out that pass, and it was worth a shot, I guess, for Schulk. Easy goals, if you can get them. 5 minutes played, still Germany lead, now just 2 goals. And a 2-minute suspension. Well, looking somewhat disappointed, Zapp, with that call, but penalty it is. And Görbitz, after missing the last one, makes no mistakes with this. So up come Hungary on the attack again. They've got to within 1 now. The earlier 6-1 reverse. Long forgotten. Free throw. Althaus at fault. Penalty. Samoransky fouled in the act of shooting. And Althaus has got a 2-minute suspension. Well, she barely touched her. She leans back. So a double suspension for Germany. And another chance for Görbitz. This to level it. And she's done it. And they've still got time on the power play. Well, a 3-0 exchange at the beginning of the second half, and suddenly it's all beginning to look as if it's going terribly wrong for Germany. Deep defence now by the Hungarians. 2 at the back, the rest are all pushing up, picking off individual players. Bit too close, Augsburg says. You've got to be 3 meters away. Oh, nicely done. Nedzinavicius coming on for the first time. The number 9, 21-year-old, is the top scorer in the German Bundesliga with 66 goals. Oh, good save by Schulk, but the rebound unkind to her. Straight into the hands of Samoransky. Third goal for the line player. But it's taken Germany effectively 7 minutes to score their first goal in the second half. Oh, and a big gap down the middle. Zushansky, and suddenly Hungary are leading. Look at the crowd in the background. Karl-Erik Bøhn nearly smiling. And a team timeout call by Heine Jensen, no surprise there. Well, you can sense the tension in this game. You're not completely out if you lose, but frankly, your chances are severely diminished and are out of your hands more than anything else. Trying to stay nice and calm, Heine Jensen. He needs his team to refocus in attack. Admittedly, these last couple of goals have come on the back of a initially double suspension. And they need to just put that behind them and just get the engine up and running. For the Hungarians, it's a lot of fast breaks and phase two attacks as the Germans are struggling with their own attacks. They're back to full strength now. But when they give the ball away, they're being hit very quickly by the Hungarians, and it's just the kind of play they like. So play resumes. Deep defending, and more and more Zamoranski is pushing deeper. Brilliant play. Well, as he saved her up for a late foray, I wonder, Jensen. Nedzinovic goes straight off, not being used in defence. Quick change, cuts back towards the middle. Three defenders in front of her, and she got past all of them. Her second goal, all square once more. Defending inside the area. Nadgornaya standing inside as she tried to hold up Bernadette Bodi. See there, she is standing on the line. And again, a second missed penalty for Gurbitz. Oh, chance goes begging. 10 minutes into the second half, and what a turnaround this has been. 5-2 to Hungary in the second half so far. Verbold tries to go around, looks for the line. Blocked, but there's a defender inside the area, and Müller gets a free throw. Passive play is now being called against the Germans. Ball is stolen, they're away. Verton. Straight through the keeper. And they're back in front again. Verton, who's had a bit of a lackluster Euro so far. One goal only yesterday, missed a lot of opportunities. Tomori there, the provider. Cuts back towards the middle to get a better angle. Well, another defeat here for Germany today will leave them needing a big win against Croatia tomorrow, and then it'll come down to goal difference. As long as Hungary didn't beat Spain, there's all kinds of mathematics involved, but the bottom line is you're not in control of your own destiny if you lose here today. They're level again, though, courtesy of Laura Steinbach. Scored one in the first half, that's her second. Shot efficiency still better for the Germans. Just more economical with their shooting. Tomori in the frame again. Ball moving around quick as they try to break open this German defence. They've got to go wide. The wing is free, but in fact straight down the middle. Quick play. They're pulling the defence one way and the other, and then eventually into Zamoranski for her fourth goal. Slower pace in the attack for the Germans. They play from further out. And then Nedzavicius tries to drive in, but sails over the bar. It's almost as if they couldn't break open the defence and just try the long shot, running out of ideas. And how Heine Jensen must be ruining the injuries to Stefanie Melbeck and Klein and Müller. Birdie at full, back come the Germans. Verbal tries to go through, couldn't release the ball to Althaus fast enough. Got to keep nice and calm now, and into the attack come Steinbach, not being used in defence at the moment. And Nedzavicius looks for a chance. And they find it through, courtesy of Steinbach's third goal. This could end up going down to the wire. And Hungary, who warmed up for this Euro 2012 with the win in the Turchin Cup in the Ukraine. Well, Germany made do with a couple of friendlies against Romania. A win and a defeat. Good defence. Gerbich surely will get the call on that one. And is Nadgornaya in trouble? There's the interception. Well, there is a shirt pulling going on both sides, but I wonder if it is going to be given, and yes, she's gone off. Nadgornaya. And yet another power play for Hungary. Looking for the line, brilliantly played, and the space is there now. And Samoransky is having a field day on the line. And Schulk is going, where's the defence? Well, they are stretched, they're short-handed. We're midway through the second half now, and Hungary switched their defence back as they have done before on these suspensions to 5-0-1, individually marking the playmaker. It leaves Nedzavicius. No way through, solid defending as ever. Nedzavicius attacking foul. Got past the first defender, but ran straight into the second one. Tomori brings the ball up slowly. And the Hungarian fans doing all they can now as we enter the last quarter. Shot well blocked, but still with the Hungarians. 30 seconds or so remaining on the power play. Oh, lovely. Gerbich. And it's a 2-goal lead. That was beautifully done. And Althaus absolutely rooted to the ground as she came in. They'll be back to full strength in about 10 seconds. It won't be a moment too soon. Play on, say the referees. And they are not liking this deep defence. It's really unsettling the play at the back. Althaus goes in on the line, and Hungary go back to ostensibly a 6-0, but they are playing deep, the number 2 in from the right to block the German left back. Shot is blocked. Steinbach, though, picks up the loose ball, and still she's getting a lot of attention, Steinbach. You can see on the far side, every time she runs in, Samoransky is out there waiting for it 9 metres, but we've got a 2-minute suspension now on the Hungarian side. Bordy is the player going off. And look at the tension. Not sure who she's supporting, but it's a nervous moment anyway. There's the player who's been sent off, the 22-year-old. Plays for Dunaus Varsi. And that's the repeat of the incident that's going to give Germany a bit of a power play for a while. Hopefully they can capitalise on it for their sakes, in the same way as the Hungarians capitalised on that double suspension earlier on. The gaps are there now. The back players should be able to drive in. They will if they can do a good pass. Verbold throws it underneath the left back and behind her. That's the first 2-minute suspension, incidentally, for the Hungarians. Well, Germany have had 4. Now Germany push out on a 5-1 defence, individually marking Gürbitz. Tomori takes a shot that was unwise, to be honest. She should have just come out. And Althaus just couldn't release the ball fast enough. Gets a free throw, but it spoilt the attack. Verten has allowed her team to regroup. 12 minutes to go, 2 goals in it. I have to say the Hungarians have been somewhat more creative in defence than the Germans, alternating from 6-0 to pushing deep on the right side with the number 2 to playing 5-1. That was very unlucky. The ball coming back off the post for Nathalie Augsburg. A scorer of 2 goals early on in the game, but quiet since then, I'm afraid. Verten playing at left back. Gürbitz tries to spin it round Schulk, but she gets her foot to it. And now the Germans on the break. They were trying for the attacking foul. It didn't work. And in the end, Zapf goes all the way through and scores. They're back within 1. Zapf's 4th goal. Top scoring for the Germans. Only 8 internationals under her belt. The 22-year-old, one of the newcomers. Brought in for the injured Stephanie Melbeck. The experiment between Verten and Gürbitz ends as the Hungarians are back to full strength. She goes into the left back. And an attempted pass into Zushansky on the line fails, and Germany have possession. And Althaus comes in. Oh, the gaps. Where was the defence? And she puts it straight into the keeper. Can you believe it? There was a gap big enough to drive a bus through. The defence absolutely lost concentration. And Orsoira Herr, the goalkeeper, pulls off a blinding save. And another good save at the other end for Katja Schulk. Still on a 45% save rate, Schulk. 10 minutes to go. Looking for the line. No way through for Nadgornaya. And she's fallen awkwardly. And is looking in some pain. Takes off. We just lose the picture at that particular point. I don't think anyone touched it. It was just an awkward landing. And Germany cannot afford any more injuries. And it does look rather serious, I'm afraid. Let's see from this one here. Well, it's as if her knee had hurt before she took off, because she seemed to bend her knees as if she didn't want to land back on her leg. And I wonder if she did something before the takeoff. That's more likely. Tweaked it as she went up. And tried to cushion the blow. Well, that's a reaction of the German supporters. How much more bad luck are we going to endure? She'll go off, and maybe then Steinbach will have to slot back in. And in fact, it looks like Nathalie Augsburg is there, but that's just temporarily. Here comes Steinbach. 1 goal in it. 9.5 minutes remaining. Oof. Sky shot. She felt she was pushed in the act of shooting Steinbach, but it's not given by the French referees. Gürbitz says calm it. Heine Jensen, is he going to have to reshuffle the deck a little bit at the back? Time slipping away here. Well, so far, in 20 minutes of play, Germany have only scored 5 times in this second half. 3-goal lead has become a 1-goal deficit. No control, unfortunately, for Anna Müller. Just couldn't get a hand to it. And we've got a 2-minute suspension. Number 10, Anita Bulat. Only their second suspension of the game. 29-year-old who plays for Podravka in Croatia goes off. Lörper, Verbold. They've got to try and stretch. The wingers are really wide to try and give a bit of space to the back. And again, skyward shot by Steinbach. I think they really do need Nadgornaya to be back on again. But I'm not sure that how serious that injury was when she went off. The other options at left back, Langen and Geschke, are very new. And I don't think they'll want to risk them in such a critical game. Well, Tomori couldn't pick the ball up. It would have been double dribble if she had done. She knew it, but I don't think Gurbic realised. And they're all trying to hold each other off, but in the end, the Germans get possession. 8 minutes remaining. 1 minute on the power play for Germany, who trail by 1 here in Novi Sad. She almost doesn't want to put the shots in now. Saved again by Herr. She's really come good here. Zapf, who scored 4 so far in the game, had a chance again to level it. It was a big angle as well. The inside post was begging for it. But Herr had it covered. 7.5 minutes remaining. Tomori looks, no chance there. And in the end it goes in. Verten. Is it? No, it's Tomori. She's been working so hard for all the others. That's actually her first goal in the game. Yesterday she scored 9. Althaus penalty. I'm going to change keeper. Off goes Orshoya Herr, and Eva Kish will come in. 25-year-old who plays for Sjöfok. Just 15 internationals to her name. Big keeper, the 189. She's up against Löper. And it's saved, and the Germans are squandering chance after chance in the game. She did the dummy, but it was rushed. It's almost as if she couldn't wait to take the shot because she started to dive forwards. You're better off if you're going to dummy not to throw yourself forwards because you start the clock ticking. You got nanoseconds to react. Free throw. The foul on Nadgornaya, who is back on again now. Into the wing. And no mistake this time, and they're back to within 1. 6 minutes remaining. Zapp with a 5th goal. Went wide this time. She presented the inside post, but had it covered again, and Zapp read that one. Went the other way. Bulat looks to the line. Foul on Samoransky. Gets the free throw. Goalkeeper efficiency. Well, it's closing bit by bit. Herr is catching up into the wing. Fairly closed angle. It's gone wide. Schulk stood her line by the post. From that angle, she could cover most of it without moving. Wasn't tempted out. 5 minutes remaining. For the winner of this game, your fate is still in your hands. You win the next match and you're through. For the loser, well, you won't get much easier than that. Althaus, an open goal. Herr failing to pick up the first one. The ball came off the post and fell kindly for the German line player. Althaus gets her third goal of the game, and it's all square here in Novi Sad. As I was saying, if you lose, then I'm afraid your fate is out of your hands. You, of course, have to win the next match, but the results all have to go for you as well in the other game. Free throw. Try there by Gurbic, doesn't come off, but talk about a follow-up there. Brilliantly taken. Bulat. Free throw for Germany. Bulat's third goal. 10-7 the scoreline in the second half. There's an exchange of words between Katja Schulk and Clara Woltering, the German captain. Woltering, who took over as captain of the German team after Isabel Klein's injury. Heiner Jensen left it to the players to vote, decide who they wanted as the new captain. Lerper. Lerper tries to go all the way through, attacking foul, straight into the defence. Good defending by the Hungarians, pushed up quick and waited. The tension in the arena, some of those fans are hands on their heads, can't bear to watch. Most of them are Hungarian. Save by Schalke. Oh, bounced it too hard, but we've got a stop in play. Got an injury at the other end, which is going to need some attention. Anxious looks amongst the Hungarian supporters. Less than 3 minutes remaining, the lead, but just a single goal. Oh, and there it is. Oh, hit her head really hard as she went down. And I take it that's the official club on the right-hand side. Some of the Hungarian fans, I think, are too tense to join in the celebrations as Herr waits to take the throw off. Well, Bulat seems okay after crashing rather heavily. Next matches, well, Germany will play Croatia on Friday, while Hungary will be up against Spain. 2.5 minutes remaining. It all started so well for Germany, 6-1 up early on. Verten. And often swapping over now with Gurbic. Free throw needs to be taken. They've all got to move out. Gurbic goes back into the centre. This was always going to be a tough group. Goes for the shot. That won't count. Too many steps, say the German fans, but the whistle gone first anyway. And we're into the last 2 minutes. A goal now would really put pressure on the Germans. Verten, yes! Her second goal in the game. And is that going to be it? And they've lost possession almost immediately. Tried to rush back and hit straight away. They've got to pick off individually now. They're moving up. Two players have come forward to pick out Gurbic and Tomori. But have the Hungarians done enough already? Free throw, and we're into the last minute. Well, if at the moment Croatia are on a -3 goal difference, not that that matters at this stage. What will matter will be the head-to-head encounters when it comes to the crunch as to who goes through to the main round. But if Hungary can hold on now to win here, they will actually be in second place in the group, level on points with Croatia. Won't count. She was over the line. Back come Germany. It's going to have to be very, very quick. The Hungarians stay up deep to stifle the build-up. Verbold into the wing. Zapf. They haven't got much time to play with here if they want to get something out of this. Into the wing. Won't count. Inside the area, and surely that's it now with 30 seconds remaining. That was a shame for the Germans. A good try, but Natalie Augsburg puts her foot on the line. Well, the toe touches it, but that's enough, I'm afraid. Hungary just need to be diligent now. Free throws fine. That'll run the clock down. Blow to Bulat, who's already had a hard knock earlier on, and it looks like a second defeat for Germany. And there goes the buzzer. 24-21. Karl-Erik Bøhn finally tastes success, but not for Heine Jensen, I'm afraid. Once again, after the opening defeat by 3 goals against the Spaniards, they have lost by 3 again here, but Hungary deservedly so. They had more imagination in attack. The Germans ran out of ideas, in fairness, and were trying some long-range shots, and there's confirmation. Hungary 24, Germany 21. Hungary are now level with Croatia on those 2 points in the group. Germany will have to win their last match against Croatia by a big margin and hope that the Hungarians lose to Spain. Some of the players in tears in the German team. They've given so much, but walk away still with 0 points in Euro 2012. But Gurbic and her teammates have taken the win here. And it's deserved, and their supporters are delighted. They've come in their busloads to support them. They are great supporters, the Hungarians. But for the few German fans here, I'm afraid, it's smiles and a long trip home. Well, still celebrating. The Hungarians need to be called into the centre. And the MVPs for the game, Katja Schulk for Germany. No surprise there. Great performance by her with a 44% save rate. Gets her award from Michael Wiederer of the European Handball Federation. Scant consolation, I'm afraid, for the goalkeeper. Great performance, but still ends up on the losing side. Manages a smile for the camera. Well, Anita Gurbic gets the call. 9 goals, but she says no, it's for the team. 9 critical goals to add to the 7 she got yesterday. And the Hungarian captain relieved that they've managed to win this game here today. And their fate remains in their hands as to whether they can go through to the main round after yesterday's disappointment, losing to that freak goal in the last seconds of the game against Croatia. Well, finally, the Hungarian supporters who've been on the edge of their seats can chill now, relax and go and celebrate. For the Germans, though, dejection, I'm afraid. Well, let's look at the statistics then for this game. 51% success rate on their shooting for Germany. Only 45%, though, for the Hungarians, but they had a more success rate on their attack, so they were more economical when they were going there. Turnovers 14-13, pretty well matched. 4 2-minute suspensions for the Germans. There's that long gap in the second half when Germany didn't score, and they lost their way after that. Similarly, only 2 goals in the last 10 minutes. Gerbic, top scorer with 9 in the game, while Germany's Zapf was the best for them with 5 goals. Wasn't enough in the end, though. Samoransky getting 5 herself for the Hungarians. Gerbic, of course, picking up the MVP award with that. For the Hungarians, well spread in the middle. Not much on the right wing, though. Just 2 from the left wing. 6 penalties and 4 fast breaks. I'll have a look in a second at the Germans, and I'm afraid right wing working well, the left wing was out of sorts and nothing at the right back. So it is then Spain top of the group with 4 points, Croatia and Hungary on 2 points each, Germany on 0. Hope you enjoyed the game. That's it for us for today. Thanks for watching, and until next time, from me, Paul Bray, goodbye.